Colby Young, no! Why would you leave us? We barely got to know each other. What's going on, Canes fans? You know the drill. Before we dive into the video, double check and make sure that you're subscribed, because you don't want to miss out on any of these updates. As always, the offseason for the Canes is super hectic because just a few hours ago, I uploaded the video about the recruit Kendall Jackson and center Matt Lee leaving for the NFL. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, pause this video, go back, watch my previous video, and then come back over here to this one. So immediately after I posted it, guys, I'm talking about I clicked publish. The video went live. Colby Young announced that he is entering his name into the transfer portal. Now, don't worry. Well, worry, maybe a little bit. But I have both good news and bad news. So as you can see, we're going to kick this thing off with the bad news, so then we can end on some good news. So Colby Young in the transfer portal. He will have 1 year of eligibility remaining. And most of you probably remember that Young was a JUCO transfer to Miami back in 2022, and he really wasn't ever given a shot early on in the 2022 season. He didn't receive a whole lot of playing time, but then on the tail end of the season, due to some injuries, he was given some snaps and he really popped off. A lot of Canes fans were on social media saying, "Who is this guy? How come we weren't playing Colby Young sooner?" And he had a ton of hype entering the 2023 season. Now, unfortunately, his numbers weren't all that spectacular. I mean, he had 47 catches for 563 yards and 5 touchdowns. And that was the third most on the team, but those still aren't necessarily record-shattering numbers. The biggest issue that I have here is that I believe Colby Young is capable of a lot. I'm talking a whole lot. But many times this season, the offense didn't necessarily provide the best opportunities for the wide receivers. And whether you want to point the finger at Dawson or Tyler Van Dyke or a combination of the two, it doesn't really matter, because guess what? It's too late. And Young was one of our taller wide receivers at 6'5", and I loved having that guy on the roster that I felt like would be the 50-50 guy. You know, the guy that you could throw one up in the end zone and there's a good chance that he comes down with it. Now, luckily, I will say that we definitely have depth in that position group. At the time of filming this video, Miami still currently has on the roster, and I need to say at the time of filming this video because it could change 5 minutes from now, but Miami still has Rashard Smith, Jacoby George, Restrepo, Harrell, Horton, Redding, Kirk, Joseph, Washington, plus the guys coming in the 2024 class, and several of those guys carry a lot of hype. So again, as you can see, it's a deep room, but it's still unfortunate because I feel like that Young is that guy that could and probably will be the #1 receiver for another school. So it really hurts, and I'm pretty upset over this one. I can't lie to you guys. This one hurts deep. I'm thankful that we are deep in that room and that we have guys coming in, but I do feel like it's a missed opportunity with Colby Young. I firmly believe that he is going to go to another school and he's going to put up big time numbers, and we're going to be looking at him and we're going to be like, you were just on our team. It seemed like yesterday. I would also like to add that there's no official statement from him right now, but if he releases one in the future, I'll keep you guys up to date. One other thing I would like to note with this is the bowl game is looking more and more interesting, and not necessarily all in a bad way, but not a good way either. But it's going to provide an opportunity for a lot of these guys to get playing time and say, hey, look at me, and provide some hype going into next season. So that now makes 11 players in total that have entered their name in the transfer portal from Miami, at least right now. So with all of that out of the way, let's end with some exciting news. And this is definitely an exciting announcement. Linebacker Francisco Mauanoa has officially announced that he will return to Miami in 2024 instead of declaring for the NFL draft. This is huge news as Mauanoa brings a ton of experience to that position, and he played pretty darn well in 2023. He finished the season with 70 total tackles, 17 tackles for loss, and 7.5 sacks. And his best game of the season was against our in-state rival, Florida State. I feel like this is a scenario where he probably feels pretty comfortable that Guidry can continue to develop him and boost his stats for the NFL, because a lot of people are big fans of Guidry, and he provided a lot of excellent opportunities this season for the players on defense. It's also a little added bonus that he gets to play another year with his younger brother, who is also on the team, and that absolutely matters and probably did play a part in his decision. So there you have it, Canes fans, another update video that started with some bad news, but we get to counter it with a little bit of good news to close it out. Don't be shy down in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about the Colby Young departure. As I already said, that one hurts a little bit. And honestly, it shocked me because I thought he was probably going to stay. Again, I know he probably didn't get as many looks as he wanted. I think this might be a scenario where he probably wasn't a fan of Dawson's offense. And you also have to factor in that right now Miami doesn't know who the quarterback is going to be in 2024. And that kind of puts a lot of these guys in a tough position. You have a very limited amount of time to decide if you want to hit the transfer portal or not. And who's the quarterback going to be? How is that possibly going to change this offense in 2024? It definitely plays a part. So Miami needs to make sure that they're, on top of this thing here, and they're making moves when it comes to the quarterback situation. And they probably need to keep, a lot of the players on offense in the loop as well, so that way they at least have a little bit of an idea of what's to come, because I don't blame necessarily guys jumping ship if they're unhappy. And then there's also a lot of uncertainty going into next season. But either way, again, we do have depth there. There are some guys that I think are playmakers, or at the very least, I'm hoping are playmakers. But the Colby Young, that hurt, man. But I'm very happy to have Mauanoa staying. That's huge for Miami going into next season. We have a lot of holes that we need to fill, and I don't like just relying on the incoming class, because we have this discussion all the time. It's a lot of freshmen. Yes, freshmen can earn some play time, but typically overall, they're not going to be day one starters. You want people with some experience that can then mentor the young guys as they earn some playing time in garbage time, and they just get better and better and adjust to the college level. So again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll keep you guys as up to date as I can. Just remember that a lot of times these videos are recorded and then they don't go up until a few hours later. So whenever I'd filmed that last video and people were all going crazy, which trust me, I get it. They were saying, Coop, you just posted this video. How come you didn't include Colby Young? He announced this a few minutes ago and you posted the video after that. The video was actually recorded hours before Colby Young made that announcement, just like how this one's going to be recorded and it's going to go up a couple hours later. So who the heck knows? Who else might be in the portal? Who else? Maybe we have a quarterback right now, Heck, I don't know. If we do, I'll let you know. I'll upload it at 3 or 4 a.m. if I have to. Anyways, guys, remember, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.